It's really easy for me to get out of control. And it takes a while for me to be able to calm myself down. There was a specific instance, I went up to this street vendor and he had these markers. And he had the markers spread out all over the table. And there was paper there. I should be able to use the markers and draw on the paper to see what the markers did. But he didn't want me to touch the markers. I lost my mind. To the point where my boyfriend at the time was like, we need to leave. Like, he had to drag me away from there because I was so upset and could not understand why he would have the markers and the paper out on the table if he didn't want people to touch them, and he just didn't want me to touch them.
I think that it was embarrassing to the person that she was with, and she doesn't seem to understand at the time that it's over the top and an incident that didn't need to escalate to that degree.
I got so heated about it so quickly that I felt like I didn't have any control over it. And I obsessed about that for days afterwards. And I told the story to so many different people just to justify that I was right in the fact that I should have been able to use the markers.
Individuals who meet criteria for borderline personality disorder ordinarily, no matter how hard they try, despite all their very best intentions, simply cannot regulate themselves.
I would make relationships with people based on these really sort of, these behaviors that were self-destructive. There was always sort of like the getting high or the doing something dangerous. And then getting, crazy drunk and dancing with people and going out to parties and having sex with people who were very attractive and ephemeral, and I would never see them again.
Christina tends to have risky behavior, whether it's drug use or whether it's driving her car very fast.
I know that there's certain people that I've met that haven't been great for me, like they have been doing drugs or whatever, and I will go to the extent to where I will actually do the drugs just so I fit in with them, and that's not necessarily the greatest thing.
She also has eating difficulties, and so she's been bulimic, and I think that that's a risky behavior that could, ultimately be life-threatening.
That constant level of intense distraction and chaos is a way to distract from all of the painful things that are going on.
A lot of the dysfunctional, problematic behavior that an individual who meets criteria for borderline engages in, if you look at the behavior, you will see that that behavior, in fact, is highly effective at regulating their emotions. The only big problem with that behavior is it regulates it short term instead of long term. That is the problem.